A couple of weeks ago, I got an email asking if I'd like to head up to Bedford Autodrome and partake in what could possibly be the best track day ever, the PalmerSport track day. So I dropped everything, we chucked the cameras in the car and we headed up. The first activity in the day of many, many activities was jumping in one of these, a Caterham, and going for a hot lap. We've just been out in the Caterham. I think I had 2 spins, but there's one there. They are so twitchy. The Caterhams are wicked cars just for car control and stuff. But I mean, you get on the power a little bit too early or you stomp that brake a little bit too hard and it will rotate on you. But oh my God, first thing of the day, first thing that we're driving, and it is, well, you can tell by the smile on my face. It's awesome. Now, I don't want to say there's any foul play going on here, but it seems that car number 2 is doing pretty well. Both Joe and Ben right up at the top here. So whoever's in car number 2 next is going to do probably quite well. Me, however, me and Patrick, yeah, not great, not great. So we just jumped on the bus again. We've come to location number 2, and that is because we're about to jump in these Renault Sport Clio Cup cars. Now, what's quite cool about everything here at PalmerSport is it's all flappy paddle, so you don't have to really worry about changing gear. Clutch down, engage first, and you're off. These cars, obviously front wheel drive, they're also left-hand drive. Not that it really matters, because as I said, you've got the flappy paddles. But I'm going to be interested to see what driving this is like. It's going to be completely different to the Caterham, being front wheel drive. But these are going to be pretty nippy and they look insane. So, need to grab a helmet and then we're going out.
First, second all the way through here, then third, second, third, fourth, fifth, just here, brake, down into third here and cut that, and then just use that as one lovely sweeper, and you're flat from about here, you're flat again. And he's just like flat, and you're like, really?
Do you lift at 4?
No, this is, from here to here is no problem flat. Like, that's a straight line really in reality.
So just got out the Renault Sport car. Oh my God, that thing is incredible. Honestly, it feels like a proper race car. Absolutely mad bit of kit. We're now going to get back on the bus. We are Team Red Bull today. And then we're going to go somewhere else. I'm not quite sure what we're doing next, if I'm honest. It might be 4x4s, it might be in the 2-seater Jaguar race cars that they've got. No idea, but that's what makes today fun. Literally, you're just like in and out of cars really, really quick. I didn't do particularly well when it came to lap time, gotta admit. I think I was down in 10th again. There are some seriously fast people here. A couple of racing drivers, which I am definitely not, and a couple of dark horses as well. So we'll see how I get along in the next one, but I mean, just in terms of enjoyment, this is amazing. So we have come down here, which is basically a big playground, because we're about to go out in another Caterham, but it's not for a track session. This is for I suppose it's like kind of gymkhana. So finished in the Caterham, that was so much fun. I think I came second, which is probably the best I've done all day, so I'll take that. I just wanted to let you guys know that you and 3 mates could come here to do the PalmerSport track day that I'm doing today, just for 20p. BOTB.com have added it into their lifestyle competition where they have a winner every single week in play for bikes, watches, cash, and of course the PalmerSport day is in the comp as well. Please do click the link in the description below. You and 3 mates, 4 people, were giving you the chance to come here, do exactly what I'm doing, rag these cars around the track. It's so much fun for 20p. Check out the link in the description below, and I'm gonna go and have some lunch. Bye for now. So we're about to go out in one of these, the JPLM. Thanks, Becky. These are wicked. I'm guessing they've got a lot of downforce, and I've never driven one before, so helmet, gloves, these, check these out. Pedals are quite close, so this is what I need to drive it. Just been out in one of these, as you may have seen from some of the onboard footage. Oh my god, it's like, I don't even know how to describe that. That is the fastest thing I think I've ever been on in a track. And the fact that your instructor is just like, foot flat, and you're like, it is crazy. I didn't do particularly well, so we won't look at the scoreboard. It is one of those things that he already told me on things I can work on, which is great. So I've got a little few things like gear changes, maybe a little bit later. Don't pull up into 5th, don't need 5th, just stay in 4th for some of the corners. So, I mean, what an experience. I felt like half the time you're just hanging on for dear life, hoping your balls get bigger. That's kind of the only way I can describe that, really. Epic fun. So we're about to go out in the Formula 3000 car. I've never felt this worried about something in my life. Like, I don't know why, we've just been given this briefing where it's like, you got to be careful, you're on your own, there's no instructor, it's you and a very, very powerful, very fast car around here. So I feel worried. I've never felt like this before driving a car. This will help. Here we go then, my flying lap in a Formula 3000 car on PalmerSport's West Circuit. Just coming up now to go over the line. I can't remember which lap this was, I did it. So here we go, clock starts. And we are down the straight. First corner then, brake really, really late, chuck the car in, completely missed the apex and nearly lost the back end. We're back in a straight line up to turns 2 and 3. This is one of those turns where you just need a bit of brake and let the car's aerodynamics literally hold you to the road. Straight around here, hug the left, back in left, hug, hug, hug. There you go, come on Christian, what are you doing? Straight back round to the right, we're now gathering a bit of speed, 150, 160 kilometers an hour, straight up to another brake board where I broke way too early again. Managed to hit the apex though, quite tidy on the way in and on the way out. Power, 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 all the way up to the tightest, or one of the tightest corners of this track. Brake late, turn the car in, managed to try and get to that apex, just about, run the car wide, straight back on the power, all the way down. Now there's kind of 2 or 3 corners left. For this one you do need a bit of brake, so brake at the board, come off the power, straight back on the power as you come straight back round, miss the cone that somebody's managed to put in the middle of the track. Pretty much the last corner, second to last, chuck it in there, left, someone's hit that cone as well. This is the best bit of the track. You're going 150 kilometers, 160 into this corner, let the aerodynamics do their work. Nearly went for a penalty over the yellow line, and we're across the line in 1 minute and 19 seconds. Now, what's really cool about PalmerSport is they now show you this after your lap. So they give you all the basically data readout of you compared to the Pro. Now, the Pro lap time is in the blue, I'm in the red. Now, it seems quite similar, but just those small differences between the two lines makes a huge amount of difference. As you can see, my lap time was 1:19, the Pro's lap time was 1:13. That is a huge difference. And you can actually see the revs at the bottom, how he manages to keep the rev so high of the car where I've got it dipped down. Also some gear selections, not quite right, I'd say, for me. Throttle, I need to just be on or off. There's a lot of kind of up and down on mine, but it needs to be basically 100% or no percent. And then you can see the speed at the top. He's just keeping a constantly faster speed. But nevertheless, not a bad first attempt from me. I'd love to give it another go though. So fingers crossed at some point I can go back and improve on that 1:19 lap time.
How was that, Christian?
That was amazing. I couldn't care less what my lap time was, because just the grip that thing has is incredible. Absolutely amazing. And the braking power, I think the biggest thing for me was the brakes. Like where you think you're going to brake is nowhere near where you need to brake. You might as well go half a mile down the road and then start braking, because that's kind of when I just can't believe the power of the brakes on those. And I suppose they're so light cars, I don't need that much to stop them, but
He's certainly set a good benchmark.
oh my god, that is amazing. That's made, in terms of what I've driven in my life, that's made it. That has 100% made it. Wheelik's quite emotional. So just come back here, and as you can see, I got quite emotional coming out of that Formula 3000 car.
It happens.
It's amazing. The power, I was just saying, like the power of the brakes are phenomenal. And the accelerator, everything is instant, and the grip it has is just mad. I mean, I was going around the track, and now looking, we're going to quickly run through the circuit, but I was probably in the wrong gear at the wrong time. But shall we start from the beginning? So which part, this is the West Circuit, right?
This is Bedford West Circuit, so it's 1.8 miles long. It's the longest circuit we've got here at PalmerSport. It's got the most corners on it, so not only is it technical, it's fast, it's flowing, and just to catch you out, there's some real slow bits on it as well. Yeah. So, how did you find it when you were going around? Any bits you particularly struggled with?
I always got the braking point wrong for corner, what was it,
West 1, hanger heavy.
Yeah, you can brake a lot later.
It's really easy to do. The reason for that is, obviously, being a single seater, there's no instructor with you. So to be kind of safety conscious, we bring those brake boards back just a little bit. So it's more psychological, more for you guys. So when you're going out there, you don't go steaming past the brake balls and go off, because the first corner is the only corner in the entire site. It's got a gravel trap. So if you get it wrong there,
that's it.
That's going to be it, game over. You have to do the trudge of shame through the gravel trap. So we bring the brake balls back a little bit.
Right.
But of course, those brake balls are set for the dry. It's cold out there. We've had a little bit of rain as well, so that's not helped. But that all largely depends on how you're driving through these two corners. So West 11 and West 12.
See, I lifted quite a bit here, and I mean, it says here, keep it in 4.4. I think I might have even changed down because I was an absolute pansy. I was having so much fun. I wasn't bothered about setting a new lap record. I couldn't stop smiling. It was so weird. I was just like,
that's a great thing. That's a great thing. But ideally, if you're actually going quick enough, you go through there in 5th.
Okay.
You can go through there in 5th.
Wow.
You've got a lift though, so it's not flat out.
Yeah.
If you tried it flat out, you'd find all the weight would sit on the back of the car. The front would feel light, so when you turn, it just doesn't have the grip, and you just wouldn't go through there.
So you'd end up over here
somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
So that reason we get you to have a lift. We don't get you to brake because you don't have to slow for it. But the lifting and reduction of the throttle, what that does, it moves that weight over the front of the car. So if you imagine having an extra 20, 30 kilos of weight on the front, suddenly it helps bite, and that's what helps you get
Got it. Okay, that's right.
But also that braking point is set depending on how fast you're coming through here. Of course, if you're not coming through here that quick, you won't need to brake there.
Yep.
And if you're on it and your braking's good, you can brake much later.
Right.
You know, just after here, there's a little bus stop.
Yeah.
When you're really on it, you brake there, and that's 50 metres from the corner.
I was going to say that's pretty much on the bend itself.
This will decelerate from 115 miles an hour to 0 in about 65 metres. If you brake hard enough. If you brake hard enough.
I kind of, after now talking to you, Baz is incredible, by the way, he's one of the senior instructors here. After talking to you, I kind of just want to go out again, and just because you can build so much. The learning curve is amazing.
It's massive. We do all sorts of stuff here. So when we do coaching and stuff, you know, if we had more time, we could sit you down in front of the video. So obviously the cars have.
Yeah, and you get the telemetry as well.
You do, yeah. We could look at all of that, and we can compare that to Jodian's, who does our benchmark,
Yeah.
and we can see where you're losing time, where you're gaining time, and then we could actually make you go that little
Amazing.
bit as well.
Thank you very much.
No worries, you're very welcome.
Amazing. So this is inside the Formula 3000 car, and it is tight. It is seriously tight. I mean, that's the pedal box, so you haven't got that much room. You've got a wicked little steering wheel, which to some people might seem tiny, but I mean, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And you don't need to do that much lock when you go around. You kind of only go to kind of 6 o'clock. So that's kind of the inside. You've also got a few little things in here as well. So this is where you scan your wristband. When you come to PalmerSport, everyone gets one of these, and it basically records your lap times. So when you get in the car, you scan it in every car you get into, and then that will start to record your lap times and put your name up on the board. You've got your start button down here. You've got some fire extinguishers in case for any reason there's a fire. You can pull that and it will basically set off, there's another one here, set off a fire extinguisher around the engine bay to put out any fire that might be there. You've got the Race Logic V-Box as well, so what that does is basically record all of your telemetry, so your throttle position, when you brake, how hard you brake, what gear you're in, and then the display obviously with the rev counter will tell you when to shift. It'll also give you the gear indicator, your speed as well, which to be honest you don't really have time to look at because you are literally staring straight above there. It's quite amazing like how low you sit. That's pretty much it, and you just look right and left to the wheels and you can just point wherever you point the car, it just goes. Incredible bit of kit. As I said, I think this is by far the best driving experience I've ever done. I've done quite a few, but this is just insane. After talking with Baz about the track and everything, you kind of just want to come back because you feel like you learn so much that you want to improve on what you've done. And you know, I was kind of in the middle to the lower part of the pack, only because some of the guys that are driving here today are phenomenal. I mean, they are so good at driving, and they have a lot more experience than I do. But I want to come back. I want to try and improve on my lap times. I want to get better. And it's annoying because I got an outbooking for another time. I can't just go back out now because there are so many people trying to do the same thing, obviously coming in and having a go in these Formula 3000s and all the other cars that we've done today. It's just been amazing. And we've still got the M2 competition left as well. So we're going to finish here. We'll get these guys on the wet tyres, send them out for, I think you do about 9 or 10 laps. It's quite a lot. By the time, at the end of it, your arms are aching. Like my arm now, holding this camera up, is dead. So we'll get them out, they're going to do that, and then we'll all come back together, and then we'll go and do the M2 competition driving. So we're just about to go out in the M2 competition. They are all lined up here, and it's pretty wet on the track at the moment. So won't be the fastest lap time of the day by any means, but the good thing about these cars is they're kind of everyday cars. They've changed the suspension a little bit on these, and they've messed around with the brakes a bit, so they're going to feel a little bit more crazy, and there's a roll cage in them and some big harnesses and stuff. So this is by no means just a standard M2 competition. So let's go and have a look at the car. Brand new M2 competitions. Of course they all have the tow hook on in case we get into a little bit of trouble. I'll show you. They got this wing on the back as well, which probably does something. Gives it a bit more downforce. But yeah, these are cool cars. As you know, I won't say this in front of Joe Achilles because he's a massive BMW fan, but I'm not a huge BMW fan. But this is the car I would buy if I was going to buy a BMW. I've driven a few of these, and they're really quite good fun actually. When you really take them to the limit, they come into their own. Let's have a quick look inside at the modifications that they get. What I quite like is that they blank off the screen in the middle because it'll just distract you. So we've got timing gear in the middle there. It's a standard gearbox, and then you've got, of course, the racing seats, a full roll cage. That up there with a little red light on it, that's where you scan your wristband in so that they make sure that they get all the right times. Completely stripped out in the rear, and then I think this little button here, I think that's to cut the throttle potentially, because when I was in the like Jaguar race car, that thing over there, I could see the guy keep tapping it, and the throttle cut. I'm in their shot, and the throttle cut. So I think it's basically like you're going too fast. You're going too fast. Either way, we're going to jump in these cars. I'm going to go for a few laps. I'm probably not going to do very well if I'm honest. I am shattered. I didn't know that driving would take it out of you this much. So, a few laps. This is the last event of the day. This is the last thing we're going to do, and then we go to trophies, which I won't have any of, but we're going to go do some prize giving, and then that's it. I just can't believe what an incredible day we've had. It's just mad. We've done so much driving. But yes, the favourite for me was 100% the Formula 3000. Oh, crap, I'm still smiling. Wow.
Well, today I'm pleased to say our driver of the day is Chris Eads. Come on, Chris.
We get another funny face.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I just like to say I've never done a car track day before either, so you must all be really shit.
Oh. And on that note, that's it.